freeway now. Bear in mind where this pursuit came out of was the Walnut station here. They picked him up on the 57 freeway northbound, where he then picked up, again, the 210 freeway westbound, and now the 210 freeway to the South 605 is where we are right now. So he is basically making his way through LA County at this point. Southbound on the 605, the next off-ramp that he's going to be coming up on is going to be Washington. Now, we understand that the CHP may be also joining in on this pursuit here. There are, okay, it looks like he's going to be exiting right here at Washington. This is going to be a situation where he's going to have to slow down a little bit. There is a flatbed truck about 100 yards in front of him, and he's closing in on it pretty fast. This is just a two-lane off-ramp, so let's see what he does. He's going to have to make that sweeper turn or make the quick right turn, and it looks like he's going to make the quick right turn here. This is potentially not going to bode well for this guy. This is going to put him in a situation potentially where he may be stuck by the fact that he's put himself into a neighborhood where there might not be an exit. So he is southbound on surface streets, and he's going to make a right-hand turn into what looks like a cul-de-sac, and he's going to be off into the dirt here. He's going to be off into the dirt, and he is going to be making his way over towards the San Gabriel River riverbed. He is now just on the east bank of the San Gabriel River riverbed, and he's going to make a northbound turn. Look at this guy. He is basically off-road and in the dirt. Because this is a Toyota 4Runner, this is going to enable him to make these sorts of moves a little bit more readily and a little bit more easily. In fact, none of the pursuing officers who are down on the ground are behind him at this point. He is basically being followed by the LA County Sheriff's Department airship northbound on the eastern bank of the San Gabriel riverbed, and now he is going to be kind of approaching a situation where he has some room to make a move here, guys. So we'll kind of see what he does. At least two suspects here wanted for the crime of burglary, and again traveling on the San Gabriel riverbed, the eastern bank, heading back northbound over towards Whittier Boulevard. We'll kind of follow this and keep an eye on it, guys. Well, I tell you what, look where he is right now. That was one option for him to make a turn and get back over to surface streets, and he's basically let that opportunity go. So he's going to be staying on the eastern bank here. His next opportunity to get out of this particular situation might be over towards Whittier Boulevard here. He just missed an opportunity right there to get back on surface streets, but maybe that's going to bode well for the Sheriff's Department and the folks who are pursuing him, because he's in a relatively confined area that might allow resources to get ahead of him over, say, towards Whittier Boulevard or the next exit up, which is going to be Beverly, and put them in a situation where they can anticipate where his next move is going to be. So again, he's just on the eastern bank of the San Gabriel riverbed, and again, he's in a Toyota 4Runner, basically is off-road on that eastern bank of the riverbed going northbound, and he's about a quarter mile shy of Whittier Boulevard. Now, if he makes a move to the left, I don't know how he's going to get onto that bike path, but that bike path does take him to Whittier Boulevard here. Just kind of looking at this, he might be in a situation where he could be in a pickle here. He might not be able to get out of it with this vehicle. He might be in a situation where he could be trapped, and there it is. His vehicle is basically stopped. Right there, we're going to see at least one person, the driver, get out, and he's going to make his way over the fence, then into the San Gabriel riverbed. He's basically on the bike path northbound, heading up towards Whittier Boulevard here. Now, no unit. Well, actually, yeah, we do have units up on Whittier Boulevard, so they're going to be ahead of this guy if he makes his way over to Whittier Boulevard here. So they're going to be anticipating this guy heading over in that direction. I do not see anyone else getting out of the vehicle, so the information was that there was at least two people in the vehicle. So far, it looks like it's just one at this point, and he has made a turn into the San Gabriel riverbed here, so he is going to be under the cover of some of this vegetation and some of this brush. I mean, my guess at this point is that he would prefer to, give himself up at this point, but we'll see what the efforts are as they kind of close in on this guy now. The officers have now made their way up the eastern bank of the San Gabriel River here, so at least three vehicles are up there and up ahead of them on the north side over on Whittier Boulevard here. We do have at least half a dozen units waiting for him there, so we'll kind of see what happens as he hopefully pops out here. Yeah, Courtney, you saw it on our air just a couple of minutes ago here. The guy basically exited Washington Boulevard off the South 605, went over towards the San Gabriel riverbed, and was driving in the dirt northbound on the eastern bank of the San Gabriel riverbed, where his 4Runner basically broke down on him or got stuck in the dirt, and he basically foot bailed. Now it is thought that he may have entered this tunnel right there. So the LA County Sheriff's Department deputies are on scene. They are at the entrance of the tunnel. It is thought that he might in fact have gone into that tunnel. Now where the tunnel ends up on the other end, we just don't know at this point. Deputies are just making efforts over there to get to the mouth of this tunnel to see if they can coax him out or to make some initial signs to get this guy out of here. But in the meantime, a burglary suspect remains at large here in the San Gabriel Riverbed. This particular tunnel entrance is along the San Gabriel River, along the eastern bank of it, just about an eighth of a mile south of Whittier Boulevard.
Its rate of speed again. This is a black Honda that police have been following for quite some time now. We followed it as it was on the highway and then got off now into some inner city roads and are traveling along Ashley Road right now, and again blowing through these intersections with abandon, really.
This is, of course, very dangerous. It is summertime right now, and even during school at 4:15, a lot of little kids would be home. There could be children on their bikes, walking in the streets, people walking their dogs, and any one of them could be in jeopardy here. As you can see, this car tearing through intersections. People assume a car will stop at a four-way stop. This vehicle is not doing that. This is now getting to be very serious, as it is a very rural, very urban area with a lot of houses here. Some trees obscuring the view for just a second, but this car going at a high rate of speed right there. I haven't seen, because we've been in so tight on this vehicle, how close police are. They might have slowed down a bit themselves for the safety of the public.
That's right. Numerous times seen this vehicle kind of go into the opposite lane of traffic as it's trying to make these maneuvers. It's blown by other drivers. It swerved into the wrong lane. And again, it keeps making these quick, sharp turns. Once it approaches intersections, it's not slowing down, and then it just swerves past everyone coming in its path. So this vehicle is now continuing on this road past homes.
Up on the sidewalk there for a second almost, Erica.
And then just coming barely close to clipping a number of cars.
Right there, he had to stop because that flatbed was coming across. If we can maybe get an update on what road this is here and if they're going to be turning right. We're up at a major intersection. They are stopped right now and at least obeying the red light that it appears they're facing because traffic is going in front of them. You see people turning left, but then jetting through the intersection right here. Oh,
almost coming
hit.
close.
So turning left right there, while other people had a green, those people aware enough to hit the brakes. And again, as we mentioned, this is a very dangerous situation here. Police don't want to speed as much as this driver is speeding right now, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you keep the public safe. With all the traffic on the roads, though, we just hope a pedestrian does not come into play here. Now turning into
back into a parking lot.
Look like maybe doing a U-turn there. That's a pretty defunct parking lot, as you can see. Now, getting back on this side road. And in general, you wonder if they have an objective in mind or just fleeing from police. If you're just joining us right now at 417.
Now had to stop for this train.
We are following this. Now,
the person just got out and ran. It looks like somebody else is in the back of the vehicle, too. But again, this person has jumped out running on foot. A man has his shirt off, running there along the railroad tracks. And again, in the back of the vehicle, looked like someone was there in the back seat as well. But again, this person running right along the railroad tracks, very close there.
You almost wonder if he's going to try to jump onto the train right there.
Look, he's right on the tracks.
Right on the tracks next to that train full of scrap metal right now. We saw this person get out of the car, and Chopper 9 is staying with them. There could be other people. Just threw his white T-shirt down on the ground. At this point, he's outpacing this slow. And did he grab the side of the train? I'm kind of obscured from view right here.
It looks like he's trying to grab onto the side of this train. And again, this person was not going to stop, but they got to this railroad track. And if you're just joining us at 418 right now, we have just watched
he's up there. He's
the
on the back
person
of
who
the
was
train.
Driving this black Honda jump out at a railroad track, run along the tracks, and now he has jumped onto this train.
I would ask the producers if you have an update on where they jumped off so I can kind of pull these tracks up on my map. But again, right now, you are looking at these live pictures of a person in a car that police was chasing who just ran down this train at this train crossing because they were stopped and has climbed up between two train cars, which in and of itself is very dangerous for him because it could end tragically if he were to fall. He might be ready to jump
Looks
off
like he's
on the
trying
other
to find
side of
a
the
space
tracks.
to jump off.
He's straddling there, one hand and one foot on each of the train cars right now, perhaps waiting for a moment to jump and letting go right there.
This is very dangerous. And again, we have been following the vehicle that this gentleman was in for about the past 45 minutes, watched it track along I-85 northbound in West Charlotte, got off at the Billy Graham Parkway, got off onto Freedom Drive, then Allegheny, and the vehicle stopped at this train tracks. He jumps on, rides along with it for a ways, and now this train has stopped. This person has jumped off, and he continues to flee. He abandoned the black Honda some time ago, and in the back of that vehicle looked like somebody else was in the back of the car as well.
We chose this person to follow because they got off first. Looks like a young man right here now running up into the woods. He had a white T-shirt on but took that off. Now he's slowing to a walk right. And we're hearing that the police helicopter as well is along with Chopper 9. As we caught up with Snoopy over I-85, that's how we caught up with this chase.
Did you see a white car scream by? He's backing up right there. Stopping here at Nevada. There you go. Lock him in. He's heading out. Let's take off. That info. What are you going to do? Freeze! Right now! He's reversing eastbound up Nevada. Sweet 180. Now he's going to be eastbound on Nevada. Tried to ram southbound on 50. Yeah, nearly rammed up there. Still southbound 15 from Oregon. Off the car. Regarding 1 and K9. Yeah, we're going to do that. crossing of the bridge.
Crossing the bridge.
For units coming into the area, Daniel, Middle B, Boyd. Just put the black wheel, 20. Well, I'm going to sit there, but we're going to wait for a thing. Let me know we're in Georgetown. South.
Allen.
Sorry, brother.
Mile or two, but this guy's showing no signs of slowing down at this point. Again, I just might mention to you that I don't have any units that are in close proximity on the ground at the very least here. We do have 2 layers of LAPD helicopter and, of course, Sky 5 HD overhead with this breaking news. We were first overhead to bring you this live picture of this LAPD pursuit that initiated out of the West Valley here, and now we are making our way through the Palms area here, in through Culver City, over towards, say, the 90 freeway. That's going to be the Marina Freeway. And again, this guy's showing no signs of wanting to slow down at this point, utilizing, for the most part, that right shoulder where, for the most part, traffic is free to move. Guys, let me send it back down to you for a second.
All right, Mark Kono, thank you so much. If you're just joining us, this pursuit started about 25 minutes ago. As Mark just mentioned, too, he was the first overhead LAPD in pursuit of this vehicle. It's a 4-door BMW sedan. Apparently, there's a burglary suspect, male, female. We're not exactly sure. Driving the vehicle. It's also unclear how many suspects or people are in that car with him or her. West Valley initiated this pursuit, and they are still behind this vehicle that has been really lucky that that right shoulder is pretty open. And unfortunately, he's been able to find some really fast speeds.
Well, when you get to West Los Angeles on the 405, as you know, the traffic more often than not is pretty bad. But as you said, he would use the shoulder, and then areas like this where it looked like an exit ramp, he would take advantage of that, and then he would zip right back over onto the shoulder and continue to go. And I was surprised that he managed to get in that area, you know, getting past, you know, Wilshire Boulevard, Santa Monica Boulevard, Olympic, and the transition to the 10 freeway. He used all of those exit ramps to his advantage, just like he was doing right here, but it looks like now he is making some type of transition on another road. This may very well be the Marina Freeway, the 90, heading either to Marina Del Rey or Culver City. I think that's exactly what he's doing, so it looks like he's dumping out here at Culver City.
Mark, can you tell where he
Yes, sir. Here, basically over the Culver City area here, this pursuit not continuing south on the 405. We're off the freeway here for a moment.
Okay, he is, as I said, this is where the 90 freeway transition with a 405 dumps out. The 90 freeway actually ends there in Culver City.
You got it.
So any moment here, he's going to be on a surface street. He's going to pass that big mall you see from the 405 freeway. He's doing that right now. I know from being familiar with this area, he's going to come up here to a point where he's going to have to stop. He's going to have to make a left or a right, and that's exactly what's going on now.
And unfortunately, he is definitely in an aggressive mode in terms of driving, and so this is where things can get really dangerous when they pull out in front of other vehicles or possibly ram into another vehicle out of frustration trying to get by them. This will at least slow him down, hopefully, but this is when things get dangerous because of just right here, like these intersections, people cruising through a green light, not realizing that there's a pursuit going on, is when things can get really dangerous. And it's frustrating for LAPD because they can't see in the vehicle with the tinted windows.
And I think right now, I think he is on, he was on Sepulveda Boulevard. Now he's pulled off around this apartment. Now he's crossing a double yellow line to get around a vehicle. This guy's doing everything he can to get away.
It looks like he might be in a parking lot.
Well, he's going to ditch this thing in a parking garage.
He's going into the structure right at the what I believe to be the Westfield Culver City shopping mall here. So the Westfield Culver City shopping mall. He was southbound on Sepulveda here from Slauson Avenue here, where he just got off the 90 freeway, and you just saw him enter the parking structure here on the JCPenney side. That's going to be on the east side of the Westfield Culver City shopping mall here. So again, out of our sight at this point.